Hey everyone, CivilizationEx here, once again to review Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 3, titled The Queen's Justice. So this was a pretty great episode, I think. Definitely my favorite of the season so far. I didn't expect Cersei to play the game so well, especially given all the mistakes she's made in the past. But she seems to have learned from them, and is maneuvering against her enemies with a cunning reminiscent of her father, Tywin Lannister, just like Tycho Nestoris pointed out during her meeting with the Iron Bank. I'm also really enjoying the historical references they're making this season, talking about the king who knelt, Torrhen Stark, Aegon the Conqueror, and many others. Now let's get into my top 5 moments of the episode, and there were quite a few to choose from. Starting at number 5, there was the Stark reunion at Winterfell between Sansa and Bran. Although I liked seeing the Stark children once again in their family home, what I liked best about this scene was Bran's serious and unemotional state. After everything he's been through, it makes sense that he is so fundamentally changed, and given the nature of his incredible powers, it's understandable that he's become detached from normal human emotions. Sansa has also gone through a lot and changed because of it, but even so, Bran's transformation seems extreme by comparison. Also, a quick shout out to Mira Reed, who has really proven her dedication to Bran, seeing him through his journey beyond the Wall, and even returning him home. At number 4, I chose the imprisonment and torture of Ellaria and Tyene Sand. Although I'm not the biggest fan of the Sand Snakes in the show, watching them die at the hands of someone as evil as Cersei was rough to see. At the same time though, it's hard not to give the Queen some respect for the way she is eliminating her enemies one by one, and exacting vengeance for everything done to her and her family. Interestingly, the way she handled Ellaria and her daughter reminded me of how the Mad King killed the Starks before Robert's Rebellion, which was referenced during the scene between Jon and Dany. When the Mad King roasted Rickard Stark alive in his armor, his son Brandon watched with a noose around his neck, with a sword placed just outside his reach. Brandon then strangled himself, trying to reach the sword to save his father. At number 3, there's the Lannister trap at Casterly Rock. I never thought the Lannisters would give up their family home so easily, but it turns out they made the right decision. With the Unsullied stranded in the Westerlands, they are effectively useless, and if they attempt the march across the continent, they'll be left vulnerable to attack. At the same time, the Lannisters have taken Highgarden, the home of House Tyrell and a very wealthy and prosperous holding. Further, by bringing Randyll Tarly to their side, he can help stabilize the Reach and provide the strong leadership that will be needed in the area to keep it under Lannister control. Although no one talks much about the Stormlands, many houses in this territory were once loyal to the Tyrells, even choosing to support Renly over Stannis because of this connection. Now with the Tyrells gone, not only does the Reach fall to the Lannisters, but any remaining lords from the Stormlands that might still have been loyal to Highgarden now have little choice but to join Queen Cersei. For the number 2 spot, I chose the final words and death of Lady Olenna, easily one of the best characters in the show. I was shocked to see the clever old lady finally defeated, but even in death, she has the last laugh, as she looks Jaime right in the eye and admits to poisoning King Joffrey and asking that he tell Cersei of her actions. As she drank the poison and sat staring at Jaime, I was reminded of her advice to Daenerys about not listening to clever men, and how the plan of a clever man like Tyrion had led the Dragon Queen down a path of defeat thus far. It also made me think of Queen Cersei referring to her man Qyburn as the cleverest man she knows, and how much she is coming to rely on him, as well as another clever man, Euron Greyjoy. This makes me think that Cersei relying on these people will eventually do her harm, and that Dany has likely learned this lesson already, and may start conducting this war in a manner of her own choosing. And for my number 1 moment of the episode, I went with the end of the conversation between Daenerys and Jon Snow, when the Queen and Tyrion both attempt to convince Jon to bend the knee. I absolutely loved it when he flat out said no. In my opinion, the Targaryens lost their claim to the throne when they were defeated by Robert Baratheon, and if they want to return to power, simply stating their claim is not enough. If she wants the North to be part of her kingdom, she can try and take it, but King Jon Snow is under no obligation to kneel to her or anyone else. Now for my favorite line of the night, we're staying with Jon and Dany in this scene. When Tyrion asks Jon to pledge his sword to her cause, he reacts with a burst of anger, responding, "And why would I do that? I mean no offense, your grace, but I don't know you. As far as I can tell, your claim to the throne rests entirely on your father's name, and my own father fought to overthrow the Mad King." As for my favorite kill of the night, that goes to Grey Worm during the Unsullied attack on Casterly Rock, when he throws his spear into the chest of a Lannister soldier, pinning him to a door. My overall score for the episode is 9 out of 10. So what did you all think? Be sure to let me know in the comment section below, and be sure to watch the weekly recap video for episode 3, which is already up. See you next time! A special thanks to all those who contribute to Civilization X, like Joey, Lady Phoenician, Red Priest Nemo, The Flame of the Sea, and Arhael the Silent Blade. If you'd like to help the channel with a monthly donation, click on the Patreon link, and please be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to see more.